Pregame.tv, Steve Fezzik, Vegas runner, NFL preseason week 4, the week no one cares about except for VR.
Yes, I do.
He's broken down the Miami Dolphins hosting the New Orleans Saints. It's going to be one exciting year in the Bayou. Let's start breaking this down. What do you think, VR?
Swept last week in preseason. I said today I'm going to isolate the one bet I like the most. Here's the bottom line.
I always sell the bet you like the most.
That too. Yeah, you got to pay the bills. I say this. I trust the power ratings that I create. You turn them into the Vegas rankings, and I do, and you know, RJ puts them out. As the season goes on, I have more confidence in my numbers. With that said, sometimes I like.
Is that a cash register?
It's just going off.
That goes off. It goes off when you get a tweet.
When it lets
text.
Yes, yeah. It's for certain calls, so I know it's money. So I have the cash register signed to make sure I don't miss it. Here's the thing. Sometimes you got to trust that these guys know what they're doing. When you see a number, okay, let's say you put out, before I look up at the board, I always like to have a number in my mind.
We think 42, right?
I never want to get, I never want to be biased. It's like you don't walk into a car dealership without already having a price, what you want to pay.
Right.
Without shopping around. So I always have a number in mind, whether it's based on power ratings or not. In the preseason, obviously, you can't really trust power ratings. They're meaningless. It's not going to get it done. Exactly. So I thought for this game, what would I make my total, my true line in this game? I said, you know what, probably around 41.
Yeah, low 40s.
Because I look at New Orleans, and even though we know the starters aren't playing, they're not going to play. No Breeze. It's going to be McCown and Ryan Griffin.
You know, Breeze got pounded at the end of the second quarter, and you
right away,
like, that's
Payton
it.
said, we're done. We're done. Cut them. But what did everyone see? The Saints had no problem at all scoring after that. Not only did they keep scoring, they beat Houston in Houston.
Right.
Okay. So I'm thinking 41. You look at the last 2 games for the Saints in the preseason, the totals have averaged 51 points.
Both
you look at Miami. Exactly.
Yep.
You look at Miami. Although they're 0-2-1 to the under, it's because their defenses showed up. They've averaged 20 points per game offensively in the preseason. So what do the odds makers send out? A 36. What do they hang up? A 36. What's it sitting at right now? 36.
Not one bet taken on this game in the entire world.
Not a single penny. Not a single penny has been bet. I'm going to tell you who's going to bet this. The betting public's going to bet this, and they're going to bet it over, and that's the wrong side. And if they could force this move up to 37, which is, one of those so-called key numbers, I think you're going to see some late steam come in small increments all over the place on the under. Because when you look at this, man, New Orleans has one objective. Get the week 1, protect your starters, and more importantly, protect your backups because they're not that deep. Yeah. And you already saw a couple defensive players get hurt. So now all of a sudden, these backups are becoming starters. So you need not only protect your starters, you need to protect your backups. You look at Miami, pretty much the same thing. Ryan Tannehill, Miami's not deep at quarterback. If you look, the kid started every game last year. Who do they have stepping in? Pat Devlin from Delaware. He's been there 2 years. He's never played. I don't mean never started. He's never played, never had a snap in a game, okay?
Be careful about Delaware because that's where that gal Del Don was from in the WNBA. She's like Michael Jordan.
And Flacco, the blue hen, hens.
Sure.
So obviously, they may have produced some quarterbacks here and there, but still, it's Pat Devlin, and I'm not very afraid of him. And I think Miami, when you look at Miami, it's the same situation with them. They don't want their backups getting hurt because this is not a deep team. So for me, this is 2 teams, no objective to win the game. Only thing they want to do is get the starters and backups out of there healthy. And the last 3 guys that they're going to cut is let them play some football because they're probably not going to play again. Yeah. That's what you're going to see. It's going to be one sloppy, ugly football game where it'll be 3-0 at halftime, and you're thinking, where's the Saints offense? Where's Miami, who's been averaging 20 points?
And people will be saying, this is just why you can't bet preseason. No one can figure it out.
No one can figure it out. Why I can't believe I'm sitting on this over.
There's 2.
I just figured it out.
This was going to be my preseason game of the year, but then I went 1-2 in preseason last week.
So you have to pull it back?
So I'm not going to have a game. Also, I was concerned that the total did come so much lower. The Saints have a long history of game 1, under. Game 2, over. Game 3 over, and then nothing.
Right back
Game 4.
0.
The
Nothing.
Dolphins have a long history in that heat and humidity of Miami. Don't want someone to get hurt in a heat index of 97 strokeout. They go way under. So everything points to under. The only concern I have
is at 36.
Yes, I have two concerns.
There's not room for error.
There's little room for error. You get the block punt for the touchdown type of thing. The fluke play. Like we lost with the Steelers with a 100-yard kickoff return last week because of that. One fluke play, and you're in trouble with the total this low. But the second thing, all the injuries to the Saints linebacking core has me concerned that not only are all the guys on the offense not going to play, but none of the guys on the defense. And maybe Miami might score enough to make it 24-13.
I just picture these guys in the huddle, like when we were in the schoolyard, and you were like giving plays down. You're like, you're going to run the button hook. You're going to go this way. Like they don't even have a playbook for this game.
And there can't
be a playbook.
Hey, you block. It sucks being the big kid. If you're big and slow, you stay in and block.
Stay on the line and block 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. That's the thing. But there's no coach.
If you're blocking, there's no Mississippi counting.
Well, we used to have a 7 Mississippi, and then you get one blitz every 4 rounds.
You send everybody. One blitz. Okay.
One blitz every 4. And here's the thing. No coach, a real coach, a team like New Orleans that's primed for a Super Bowl run is going to waste their time with designing any kind of playbook for this game. This is going to be schoolyard football at its best. This is where the defense is going to be finally ahead of the offense in the preseason.
It's going to be like the 8 is Enough episode where Dick Van Patten and his kids go out and play this team and touch football with this girl with all his daughters, and they're getting killed, and Tommy gets past the defense.
That's
he throws the bomb, and Tommy drops it.
That's it.
Dad doesn't talk to Tommy for a week. He's so furious because he just wanted to score as they lost 49-0. You're ready to make it official?
Let's make it official. This one's easy. Listen, trust me, but sometimes you got to trust the odds makers and you got to trust the bookmakers. They didn't hang up 36 by accident. This is going to be the most one-sided, you heard it right here, the most one-sided bet total in Week 4 of the NFL preseason. There's going to be more one-sided tickets written on the over in this game than any other total out of all the NFL games. Rest assured, they've been prepared for that. This true line obviously should be below that 34 range. So I think we're even getting line value, even though my initial thoughts were it's got to be up in the 40s, right? Absolutely not. The more homework I did, the more I realized this probably shouldn't even be in the 30s, but people are going to bet it over anyway, so if they're willing to take the worst of it, let them have the worst of it. Listen, neither of these teams are showing up to play this game. This is like, keep the clock running. You're going to see a guy go out of bounds, and the ref's going to come in. He's going to keep going like this after the guy's 6 yards out of bounds. They just want to get it over with.
Why is the clock running after an incomplete pass?
Yeah, during a commercial, the clock's going to be running.
Right,
during a commercial.
Hey, one thing, no hurry to bet this one because let's let the public come in.
Sit back. Let them drop. Let's hope for 37 exactly.
I think you got yourself one fine
easy winner.
Play.
Easy winner.
Excellent call. Stay with us. Pregame.tv. VR is going contrarian with his under here, Week 4. I am going to go contrarian with a play on season wins. We're going to talk about the Denver Broncos. Woo! Your AFC champion.
All that hype.
Swing back. Pregame.tv.
Be careful.